Hey there, BookTube. My name is Nathan. This is the Rambling Reviewer, so called because I tend to ramble a lot. I just did a video, saw that it was a little bit too long for my liking, and decided to try to redo it to get it a little more condensed. I wanted to do an update just of what I've been reading and of some plans I have. So I'm going to jump right into it because otherwise this will go too long. So I've been reading my first novel for Victober. Now I've talked in the past I am not very good at reading multiple things at once, particularly multiple long-form stories, because I tend to overshoot and try to read way too much stuff, and stuff gets left behind. So I'm trying not to do that this month. So this will be the only story I read long-form, until I finish it, and that is Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray. It is kind of a social commentary, satire about trying to move up in society, trying to manipulate your way through society, following a character by the name of Becky Sharp. I am enjoying it so far. It's very funny. I'm not having a lot of difficulty reading it. There was one chapter where I had to come back to it like a couple days later. I think I might have been just reading it too late, honestly. My brain might have been half dead. But it is funny. I am about 90 pages into it. It is almost 700 pages long, so I need to read this a lot faster. I hope I can get it done within maybe a couple weeks, so that I can go from this to some shorter Victorian classics to be able to talk about for October. But I will just have to see. Besides that, I've been reading two collections of stuff. The first one, also for Victober, I have been reading this Oxford Book of English verse. I have obviously not been reading all of it because it spans all eras and not just British, but also American poetry. But I've been reading some of the poems in here for Victober. I've read two so far. I think I've read three. Two by Thomas Hardy and one by Christina Rossetti. The Christina Rossetti poem especially was really good. I read, there's an excerpt in here from it. It's a longer poem. Called The Prince's Progress. And it almost has kind of like a feel of like a classical epic poem in the same way as like Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, with the character traversing the land, trying to get to his princess, and encountering certain obstacles along the way. Absolutely beautiful. Today is Poetry Thursday, so I might do a longer video on it today. I don't think I'd be able to read the entire thing. It is very long. And just the thought of talking that long makes my jaw hurt. It was hurting yesterday. Because I tend to read poems out loud to get the rhythm, or at least what I think the rhythm would sound like. But I still might do that, or maybe might do that for a later Thursday, I'm not sure yet. But so far that is my favorite Victorian poem I have read. The third work I've been reading is all Michael K. Vaughan's fault. He did a video recently on Edgar Allan Poe, where he showed his beautiful edition of the collected stories of Edgar Allan Poe. And it inspired me to pull it on my own volume and to read a Poe story a day. And I have read 2 so far, those being the Adventures of Hans Fall and the Gold Bug. The first one, the Adventures of Hans Fall, was a okay story. Was way too much scientific detail. It was very boring, actually. I would not recommend it as far as a story to start with. It also had some animal cruelty, which I didn't enjoy. But it did have some beautiful bits. There's a scene where the story is about a man who tries to escape his debtors by going to the moon, or at least that's what a letter that is brought back from the moon says. And it's all written in like the form of like a newspaper article. But there's a moment where the balloon is rising above a lightning cloud, and it is striving in the lightning cloud, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The other book story was The Gold Bug, which was a much more straightforward mystery adventure story with some gothic elements to it. I might do a longer talk on these later. I might do, maybe in the next couple of days, a video on Edgar Allan Poe in general. You know, just like as I go through the stories of Edgar Allan Poe, discuss each of them in like a 10-minute video where I discuss 3 or 4 or 5 of them at a time. So I might talk about that a little bit more later. So that's what I've been reading, and much faster done than it was earlier. I also want to talk a little bit about other things I'm curious about reading. One is David Wiley, who has commented a lot on my channel. Thank you, David, if you're watching this. He is he is bringing back, rather, Medieval Monthly. He started this last year, and I took part in one of his picks, which was Sir Gawain the Green Knight. Loved it. This month he is doing Piers the Plowman, which is I believe about the same time period as the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer. I'm not sure if I'll be able to read this, but I am hoping maybe to read it. Steve Donahue and Mark at Book Time with Elvis are also doing a read-through of Dracula, which I have started reading in the past and never finished. So I'm hoping to maybe take part in that also. Once I have some of the stuff read, to read that and to watch the videos as they go along. Final bit of bookish news. I will be out of town this coming weekend, or this weekend actually. And we'll be going to Hamilton, Illinois, which is the childhood home of Mark Twain, so I will be spending a lot of time going to museums and bookstores and restaurants, hoping to look around for some, actually some SF volumes, some sci-fi volumes, in preparation for New World's November, which will be coming very soon, and which I am very, very excited for. I loved New World's November last year. So, just very excited for that. Especially hoping to find some Hal Clements, since some other booktubers, I believe, Brandy at the Book Eclectic, Scott Danielson, Sean D. Standfast, and there's one more whose name is escaping me. I can't remember. I have an idea. I think I know who it is, but I am uncertain, so I'm going to double check about that and put them in the descriptions. I'm not ready to help Clement, so hoping to find some material for that to add to my reading so that I can take part in that event. This seems like a lot of fun. So that is all my plans, that is all my reading. I hope to have a video out within the next few days at least, or at most, rather. And I hope to do more videos. I really do enjoy talking with you, even if I do ramble and trip over my words a little bit way too much. Well, anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday. I hope you all are doing a lot of reading, spending time with your family, and if there are too much distractions from your reading, then I hope you, just like Jesus, say to those distractions, to get thee behind me, Satan, if I didn't get back to my reading, which I think is very, good for me. I need to get back to my reading. Bye.